Hi, in this video tutorial, we're going to be doing how to remove and reinstall front bumper on a 2003 Acura RSX. So the first thing we need to do is take some of the upper clips off on the grill that connect to the bumper and the grill. We need to pull those off. There's a few more underneath and there's a few on the sides. So we'll start with the first step and we'll go from there. Your first step is to remove these black clips here. There's a few of them. So what you want to look at is, if you come close here and you see this little cutout on the clip, what you need to do is get your flathead screwdriver and stick it right underneath. There's like an actual spot for your screwdriver to go. You just kind of wiggle it back and forth and you pull these things out. Not too hard. Little stubborn one here, but here's another one. Same concept. Same rules on how to remove these. There's a few more. We'll go ahead and remove all of them. You might break one or two of them. They're pretty brittle. I mean, over the years they kind of get deteriorated and they might break on you. So you might have to go to your local dealership and grab a few of these. There's two more on this side. And your last one on this corner. And once you get all these out, this will be your first step on how to remove this bumper. All right, that's the first step is done. Now we can move on to the next step. Your next step in this process is you need to get on the side of the vehicle. We lifted this one up so you can get a better view of what it is underneath. What you want to look for is there's a little cutout in your fender liner. There's actually a mounting bolt that goes right inside that hole to remove this bumper. What you need is your Phillips screwdriver. Get it down in there and just go ahead and pull it off. And turn your screwdriver clockwise to pull it out, and counterclockwise to tighten it back in. All right, we got this one out. This is not the factory screw for this vehicle. Someone's been in here once before. So you might have a little different shaped one, might look a little different, but it's pretty much the same deal. You just got to pull that one out, and then the side should be ready to come off. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, and we'll go from there. Just find that little cutout in your fender liner, stick your screwdriver in there, and go ahead and just back that screw out. You could turn your steering wheel to the, to the left or the right. Give yourself some more room to do this. And once you got this side off, go ahead and go to the bottom. All right, your next step in this process is you need to get underneath the vehicle. We lifted this one up so you can see it a little better, have a little better angles. You got a few clips here, same style ones that we removed from the top on that grill. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right in the front. You need to start by removing those. We'll go ahead and do that now. Get your flathead screwdriver, stick it in that little cutout that's on that clip, and go ahead and just pry those out. That's one. This is the second one. Now these ones are going to be probably a little more trickier because they're underneath the car, and anything that's underneath always gets dirtier, faster, grimier, and the clips kind of get clogged with dirt. There's actually one missing here, so we'll just go ahead and move to the last one on this side. And you get those removed, you should have this effect right here. There's a few more on the sides, and we'll move to that step, and we'll continue from there. You want to get to the sides of the bumper. You'll see that there's two screws, Phillips head screws. Your car might have a 10mm bolt, so you'll have to use a 10mm to remove it. This car has two screws, Phillips, so you go ahead and grab your Phillips screwdriver and just drive both of those out. It has the same thing on the other side. Got one. And this is the second one. Now, after you got those out, you go all the way to the edge of the bumper. You come along the side of this lip. You come right here. There's another clip like the ones that we removed from the top and in the center of this bumper. And you're gonna have to remove that one as well. A little tricky to find, but not too bad. Remember, it's at the edge or the corner of that bumper, right here. So once you remove that one, do the same on the other side, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll go ahead and remove those screws on this side as well. Remember, yours might have a 10mm bolt, so you just remove them. They should be generally in the same location. Most vehicles have this same style mounting. And what we're actually taking off right now is the fender liner, which is this guy here. It's actually it sandwiches to the bumper, so that's why we're removing these screws. Because when we try to move the bumper off, if the fender liner is still connected to it, not going to be able to pull it off. And then now we got this one last one that's at the top corner, or that back corner actually. Make sure you don't forget this one, because this one actually does the same. Sandwiches through the bumper and the fender liner. So once we get these off, pretty much ready to pull the bumper off. All right, now once you got the clips off from the bottom and the sides, and you remove the clips from the top, the bumper's pretty much unmounted from the vehicle. There's no more actually mounting clips to hold this thing on. So what we have to do is pull it off of its tabs. There's a few tabs underneath this headlight, the tabs on this side. So what we need to do first is you pull on the side of the bumper here, pull this side out to where you have it exposed like this. And what you want to do is you're going to put your hand here and kind of tap the bumper from this angle on this corner. You want to tap it out because there's some like pressure clips that it slides into here. See, we removed it that way. See, it just popped right out. We need to do the same on the other side. If you got someone helping you, it'd be great if they held the other side, because sometimes when you pop one side out, it actually both sides come out together. So you don't want your bumper flying off and getting all scratched up when you're doing this. So I'm a little more careful, but if you got a friend helping you, it'd be great. Do the same on this side. Just pull this first tab out like this, and then put your hand right in the front. Give it a tap like that, and now the bumper's popped off its stays, or this clips right here, so you can move to the front and actually just pull it straight off. Want to go to the center of the car, kind of just wiggle your bumper back and forth, and it should just slide right off for you. It's pretty simple. If you got fog lights, any type of aftermarket something hooked up to it, make sure you disconnect your fog lights before you do this. And that's how you remove the bumper face of the 2002 RSX. If you go to put this bumper back on, there's just a few things I want to show you when you're putting it back on, what you really need to notice. If you see these little tabs on this headlight bracket, there's one here, one in the center, and there's one more at the end of the corner. Now if you look on the bumper itself, it actually has 3 tabs just like that. So what you need to do is you need to slide those underneath those tabs. So when you're putting the bumper back on, make sure that the bumper goes underneath that tab and not over it. So when you're putting it back on, put it back on like that, and do the same on the other side. Make sure you put those in between. And then once you get it all put back together, you just put the mounting screws on each side, underneath and the top, and you're good to go.